This conference will now be recorded.
Today, I am going to teach you how to create sheets or title sheets. Like you have in AutoCAD or any other software, even in manual drafting, you will have something called title sheet with border, name of the architect, date of release of drawing, who is the client, what kind of project it is, project location, etc. So that is called the title sheet or the title block, some people call it. Now I want to teach you how to create a title block or title sheet so that you can uh, you know export that drawing or print the drawing into PDF or into any take the drawing further to some other software so that you can do some editing, all things like that you can do. So that is what I'm going to teach you now. And I also want to show you how to export a file from AutoCAD into, I'm sorry, from Revit, Autodesk Revit to AutoCAD. And maybe if you want to work further in AutoCAD, even that is possible. So these are the two things which I wanted to teach you. Okay, first of all, in this project browser, you see this floor plan, ceiling plan, 3D view, elevation. You're all familiar with these. Whenever you create a 3D camera, there will be one more a 3D camera that will appear over here. Whenever you create a section, there will be something called section appearing over here. And those are the extra things which may appear as you work. And here is this called sheet. If I double click the sheet, there is nothing there. It is just a heading for to an area where you can create title sheet. They've just left with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create a title sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'll give new. So now it's sort of, there is already a title block which is referring to A1 metric. So A1 is a very big size. I don't like to use it. So I want to load a size which I need for this particular project. So how will I do? I'll have to click on load, and you can go to your Revit library folder, RVT 2014 library, and you can go for US metric. Okay, so here in US metric there is something called title blocks. So here there are A0, A1, all the sheets which we use for printing are mentioned here. A4 metric only border, A4 metric, A3 metric, A2 metric, all sheets are available here. Now I would like to choose A3 metric. This is supplied by Autodesk Revit itself. So I am just opening it and I am clicking on this. Okay. So here the sheet opens here. You can see the sheet, and this is the A3 metric sheet. Now, how do you know it is metric A3 metric sheet? You just measure the dimension, just find the dimension from here to here it is 420, and from here to here it is 297. So this way you just measure and confirm things. That's all. Okay, so I just deleted it. I don't think I need it. Now the problem with the sheet that is supplied by AutoCAD already, it has the brand name and all these things which may not be totally useful. Probably you would like to write your office name here or company name here, the address here, something like that. There are there are this is called this is where you write the description. This is maybe if something there is previously there was a drawing, you can write the description and the date and all those things, list of drawings supplied already pertaining to this sheet, all that you can write. Okay, so this may be your company name or office name. This may be your name as an architect, project number, date of issue. All these things remain same, and there will be always a date of issue of the drawing. So that automatically gets updated over here. So while you plot into PDF, this date and time will be as a key. It will be like a signature for you, so that you can identify when this is printed and all that very easily. See, if you look at it, the date is changing. Okay, so it is 18 today's date, and time is 11:27. So now it became 38, 39. Zoom out and then come back 42. So you know that this is like a signature, time signature. It's a mandatory thing. It's better to have that, so that you can search in case of some discrepancy in drawing. We can say who issued the drawing, what time it got printed, all that you can check it back. Okay, so here, but what I didn't really like is this one. Obviously, I don't want to, give a publicity for them. They have enough money. So what I want to do is I want to alter the sheet a bit and save it as my sheet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, for that I have to double click this title sheet. Please remember, you have to double click the title sheet. What happens is, you see all these things change the moment you give double click. All these things change. If you want to go back, you can click here, load into the project, and if you click your project name, it will come back to this place where we were working. This is a project, Revit project interface, and if you double click, it actually goes to Revit family interface. That is why half of the things are not seen here. So instead of this, okay, so I would like to change all this. I want to give my company name for the fun of it. Okay, and um, this, I think this is not editable. It is just placed by AutoCAD, and doesn't matter. You can create a group text, or you can create a text just like this. Okay, so I have changed it. Project name, maybe client name. So here he has given a place to type all these things. So you can type Shilpa Welders. Maybe you can just move it up. Just add it like this. Project name. You can give a project name. Create text. Over here you can just click, and you can click anywhere and move it, no problem. Okay, so I have done that, sort of moving it here. So Lux. Okay, so that is okay. Sheet name, I'm just naming it like that. I can change this. So maybe I'll give you one suggestion. You need not add these things over here. We can add it in the sheet itself. Let all these things remain the same. Scale 100, all these things, let it remain the same. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to save as Revit family. You cannot save this as a Revit project. So instead of this, A3 metric 3D solutions. So I have saved this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I don't want this at all. So no, I don't want to. I want to close this. Yeah. So I'll come back here, and now for some reason I don't want this A3 metric, right? So I'm deleting this, and I am adding a new sheet, not A3 metric, but I am going to add, yeah, that's right, I'm going to add 3D solutions A3 metric. Yeah, this is what I'm going to add. Now see, I have my company name here. These things I don't need to add over here in there, but I can add it over here itself. I can add it, simply add owner Shilpa builders. Okay, there are lots of projects done by them. So I'm giving to, I'm going to place it here. You feel that the font is not good enough. Okay, so you can change the font. Okay, so that is done. So I want to add one more text. Nothing but project name. Project name Lux. Okay. So just like that, this is not really Shilpa Buildings project at all. This is just a sample. Just remembered one of my clients' name, one of the project which I worked in 3D for. So I just added it. Okay. So all these details similarly with text, you can just add one by one. Either you'll get the text button here, or you can go to annotate and find the text button. You can just add it over here. Okay, one by one you can add it over here. Checked by, you can add your name, all these things, but the date and time keeps storing here. So that is the beauty about the sheet. Now I have added the sheet. What next to do? Let me go to the floor plan. I want to go to level 1. I just want to add a few sections also to show you how sections can be added and elevation can be added and things like that. How do you get a section? Okay, view. Okay, section. So I'm taking this as a section from here to here. Okay, so automatically sections, small tab opened, and inside that section is there. And I want to give one more section, view section. Maybe over here. So two sections are there. So two sections. I don't think all of them fit into this sheet. Okay, let me try. I'll go to the sheet now. Just double click and go to the sheet. Clicking here, you can go to the sheet. What I want to add is floor plan. Please remember that see, this is the name of the sheet. Sheet number. You can change this here. So if you change it here, it is changed. Issue date. Okay, so it is here. Checked by checker. So you can. So all these things, you when you click on this title sheet, you'll get it here. Now in my case, I'm one man army, so all everything will be my name. That really looks like very stupid. So I am not going to add all this. Okay, so if you click sheet issue date. Okay, so all these things are project number. All these things are seen over here. You can edit it whenever needed, and you can add descriptions also by going to annotate, click on text, add all these things like that. Okay, so now one more thing. Okay, so here this I can have the sheet, and I'm going to drag this floor plan. Okay, now if you notice here it says the scale itself is viewport scale is 1:100. Okay, so when I dragged it, it is placed in the ratio of 1:100. Okay, so that is placed here. Just move it around like this. So if you notice, if you do this, you will find the section line, all these things seen over here. Well, some of you would like to have it, some of the others don't like to have it seen. Okay, so I'll show you what to do if you don't like to see that. Okay, so just delete this. By deleting, you're not going to delete this, only you're going to delete the viewport. What you can do is you can say duplicate uh, like this. You can create a duplicate, and then it is called the copy of level 1 in the floor plan. Go here and see, you see this copy, you can drag this and keep it here. Okay, also you can double click and oh, I'm sorry, you can probably hide, instead of deleting, you can hide these things from being seen. You can go like this, you can move this little far away, okay, so that it is not seen inside the sheet. So that is one way you can escape. So, and if you double click here, it will come back. So, okay, so you have hidden the, when you print this, only these two lines will be seen over there. Okay, so you can move this little bit to that corner. Still your cursor, I mean the viewport arrows and are all not visible to you. Okay, now what is the next thing which you want to paste? Maybe I want to show elevation south and drag it here. Okay, so I've dragged it and I've placed it here. I'm just finding ways to push it inside without showing that levels and everything. Okay, sorry, I double click the view, this thing. You can just click on load to the project. Yeah, so this is the viewport view. You can select that, crop region, annotation crop. You can just click these two things. Just select this and click these two things. All the three should be activated, and so you can reduce this into say 253, like still more. I feel 203 will do. Okay, this has become smaller. Only this much will be seen. This can be 100. Okay, so you can, what happens is when I give 100, it is sort of moving small. You can just adjust this by moving this thing. Oh, okay, I'm going to reduce this. So all these adjustments only will happen if you click on these things. So this is how it is going to look. Okay, so you can drag this here. Sorry.
This conference will now be recorded.
So what happened is, while I tried to move it, it was not moving. It is because of the fact that we are not in the viewport. We are still in this. We are not in the title sheet, but we are still in the viewport of south. So what we should do is we should, go to, the viewport, give a double click, and go to the viewport, and then give a double click to the title sheet, so that you'll come back to the title sheet. So that is what is required. So once that is done, you can move this to the viewport. You can move this, definitely move this to the viewport. So this will give a better representation. Okay, so this is a plan, this is elevation. Now what are the other two things which we need to add? We need to add the section. Okay, so I will select, where's the sheet? We are here, and we should drag this and keep it over here. So since I had cropped the size of the viewport, so it became handy for me. I can have the section over here. Okay. Okay, now one thing, if it disturbs you, that is, if you don't want this to be seen, you can right click and hide, isn't it? You can right click this and hide this. So this is how you can change that. And again, you have to come back to the viewport. You just give double click onto the viewport and double click here. So you will find that this is mentioned here, and I think in this viewport you can go here and hide this, hide in viewport element. So after that, you just give a double click onto the sheet, double click here, and you will get it. You will get back to the sheet. Okay, so we have four things here. You have this one, you have shown this one. Okay, okay. Now what I want to show you is the section 2. Drag it, leave it here. Okay, sort of move unwanted things from that. Okay, now I'm selecting something else. You can, even if you get stuck somewhere, you can just click on this. You can move this here. We don't want that to be seen. And if you want to maintain a level or something like that, go to architecture. Sorry, still in viewport. Get on to architecture, use a model line. Model line, as I told you earlier, it is just a line which allows you to, so detail out things. It is just a construction line. It is not going to harm you by creating that line. Okay. So now what you can do is we can move this and keep it in the same line. So it is on the same line. That's all. So once it is done, you can remove the detail line and See how things work here. So now we are able to see all the viewport. This section is here and this section is here. I don't think we need this this section in the viewport. Can go into the viewport and say add in view element, then again come back to the viewport. So here we have the everything. Oh, this is sort of disturbing. This is section 1. This line you can always told you no, you can remove this line. If you notice it, you can just remove it outside. Okay, so we have this neatly done. What next is you just have to press see preview. Okay, so and if you happen to have, I think I don't have PDF driver. If you happen to have PDF driver, you can right click and say print, or here you can give print. Let me see, browse decolon or not decolon. So you can save it like this. So your PDF driver will convert into, okay, it is trying to save on desktop. Never mind, let it save, or it's okay. So that will get converted into PDF, and when it is getting converted, it will be like this alone. It won't have any other viewport symbols or anything. It will be a clean, neat printout. Okay, so this is how you can take a PDF out of Revit. Number one. Number two, what I thought of teaching you today is that the ease of converting these drawings into AutoCAD. File, export, CAD, DWG. Okay, so you don't have to worry much here. You just give, okay, class 11, just give like that. It will get converted. Be it plan, be it section, you want section to be converted like that, no problem. Okay, let it be file, save as project, sorry, file, export, CAD format, DWG, just give next. You don't have to worry about anything, just give next. And not here, you're going to save 11 section class 11. What about your elevation? Definitely file, export, next, class 11. Now you might remember that I have copied this by giving duplicate and then worked on it. Now that is because I want to hide all these things in the original, what do you say, I want to hide all those things in this, and I dragged this into the sheet, but here it is definitely there. So I hope you understood. So what I did is I exported everything into AutoCAD, exported section, elevation, plan, etc. I just want to close this. I want to save this project not as class 7 but class 11, so that I have all these things here. Okay, so I forgot to tell you one more thing. I just now remembered, but I don't have place to place a 3D view. So instead of showing this section, if you want to show a camera, even that is possible. Though I deleted this viewport from here, you saw this, I selected this and deleted this, but this viewport is still here as section 2. Nothing to worry, it will not get deleted there. What I wanted to show you is that I want to add a camera. Okay, I want to add a camera from here to here, maybe, yeah, from here to here, like this. Yeah, and I want to place that in the title sheet. That is what I wanted. So I'll go to the sheets and I will drag this camera and place it here. So even that is possible. You can export this sheet also into AutoCAD. Sorry. Again, I'm going to save export CAD file DWG. Next, class 11. You can export the camera into AutoCAD. Export CAD DWG. Yeah, the camera can also be exported into AutoCAD. So these are the small tricks that I can give you. Yeah, I want to save this as class 11. I'm going to save it. Do you want to save the changes to A3 Matrix 3D solutions? Yes. Yes. So I've closed Revit. Now I want to show you the AutoCAD part of it, how it looks. So I open the AutoCAD, I'll open file, just as any other day. I'll go to Revit, class 11. You have everything here. I want to show this cute little thing. So this is the 3D of what we did. So what exported. Okay, so view, not a wireframe. I want to conceptualize. So it looks like as though you did the whole thing in AutoCAD 3D. Okay, so now what happens to the elevation? Just as beautiful as it is, elevation is here. If you want, you can check on the layers that it has created. You just click here, you'll see the number of layers it has created. Beautiful layers with meaningful names, you know. So that is also there. I'll open everything and show you. Floor plan. See the floor plan. Now, if you don't want something, you can always erase it. You can change the line type, color, everything, just like any other AutoCAD file. It is all layered. That is the best part I like in this. Now, what is this? This is by layer. What is the pink color layer? No, see dimension. It is a dimension. So everything is layered very neatly. You can handle this AutoCAD file better than what you have drafted, I'm telling you. So that kind of an output it gives you, and you can handle things freely in AutoCAD. In case you are getting confused with the sheets and all these things, this is another extra option which I'm trying to. This is the sheet one. Okay, so this one. is the sheet exported from Revit to AutoCAD, how it appears, and what are all the things that are there in the sheet. It is showing you. So everything can be opened separately. What happened to the section? I'll show you the section. Okay, yeah, see how nicely it is showing you everything. So please use this at least in your submissions. You can use this. You can do something in Revit which is hard for you to conceptualize, and then but you have to do it properly in Revit. That is another catch. You have to do it properly. Bring it here and export into AutoCAD, and then maybe you can color them or you can compose them. If you feel composing them into the sheet in Revit is difficult, also for your convenience. Say for example, not everyone will be able to print an AutoCAD, print a Revit drawing, so you have to convert into PDF. That is that you have to use sheets in Revit. All those uh, points which we are doing, which I showed you, you have to use and create a sheet. Now, if you feel, oh my God, I'll do all these things AutoCAD, and then what you can do is you can go to individual, floor plans and export into AutoCAD, elevation into AutoCAD, section into AutoCAD, compile them in AutoCAD, um, and the layers won't clash. It will have a perfect layering names because the layers are created by the Revit itself automatically. So it won't clash. There won't be any two layers or two this thing. It will all merge together so well if you place, and then you can print it from AutoCAD itself directly in the place where you're printing. You won't be able to print anything directly from Revit until you have a Revit plotter at home. Because most of the plotting services in Bangalore has only AutoCAD installed there. So you should be very careful if you are working on in Revit and converting into PDF. You cannot do any alteration if you realize something has gone wrong while you are plotting. You have to just eject your pen drive, come back, work on it again, convert into PDF, again go to the plotting place, get it printed. So that is difficult. But if you have the AutoCAD file with you, just if you feel something went wrong in your drawing and you want to correct something, if you have the AutoCAD file, most of the plotting places, at least all the traditional plotting places, will have AutoCAD installed in their system. So you can save your time. You can ask that guy, give me 5 minutes, I'll correct something on the drawing and get it printed. You can do that. So that is why I'm teaching you all this very in a very religious manner. I'm teaching how to export into AutoCAD. I'm very sure it will help you in future. Okay. So thank you so much. So that is the end of today's class. Thank you. Bye.